Welcome, Gemini, to your weekly love reading for September 10th to the 16th of 2018. So we're going to do a little bit of shuffling here. And I'm going to do two spreads for you, all right? Let's see what's going on with Gemini. Just for this week, okay? For Gemini love. September 10th to the 16th of 2018. Okay. So for you both, there is either moving on, letting go, regenerating, and trying to change certain patterns of either restriction, certain things that you do, certain things that you say or tolerate when it comes to a connection with somebody. Now, some of you might be reminiscing or mourning the loss of a loved one, so just keep that in mind, and a lot of healing if you are dealing with that kind of scenario. Okay, so the person or energy coming toward you, so you might be disconnecting from someone for some, letting that person go, and they might be a bit stubborn of letting you move away. They might be thinking about you, not really letting you out the door, so to speak, for some. And others of you, they're waiting for you to find closure with your past so that they can come towards you. So I feel like both of you are kind of waiting or at a standstill in some way right now. What is your response? So there might be issues around the job. There could be issues where you have been disappointed by someone that you work with, like literally working together or in the same office, workplace. There could be, again, interference with the connection, and that could be part of what needs to be let go of, because if there's either a marriage that needs to be completely ended, and some of you have not moved forward with that just yet, so there is some maybe that particular partner, your wife or husband, girlfriend, boyfriend, could still be kind of knocking at the door, and you might be kind of peeking out, but you need to shut it and lock it and keep it that way. So some of you might be dealing with that. Now, what is your advice? The advice is, well, this is, I can say this in two ways. It tells you to try to maintain control of your own impulse to react hastily, and also making sure that you remove yourself from a very restrictive or a bothersome situation where you just you can't move, you can't do what you want to do, you can't really give your drive and determination to manifest what you want, because you are around somebody who's not willing to budge. And often it tells you to focus, try to focus on something that you can focus on right now, and it might not be love, it might be just your own well-being, it might be your baby's father, your baby mother, a boyfriend or girlfriend who needs to make some changes themselves. Could be in Aries for some, doesn't have to be, and Scorpio showing up. But I feel like this is the card of doing things in the right way, following the rules, and not being obstructed to justice or obstructing justice, so to speak. So the outcome, I feel here again, some of you need to let go and try to say, if for instance your partner tells you that they aren't ready, you aren't ready, don't even play like you're in a relationship with them. Release yourself from it, let it go, and see what comes of it. It's almost like a death process that some of you might be going through. So I feel like, yes, some of you are holding on to somebody because of financial reasons and concerns, and I feel like that could be something that's holding you back, and emotional dependency as well, which needs to be acknowledged and healed. So clarify the Seven of Pentacles for your partner or person is coming towards you. That person, it seems like they might be two things: either reaching out to you and they're not ready to, and you're not ready to open up, or you're reaching out to them in some way and they're not ready to open up. That's what it seems. Or they're dealing with somebody else. That's what it looks like for some. Somebody is reaching out to them and they're focused on you, but they can't really reach you because somebody's tapping on their shoulder, so to speak. So it seems like there is conflictual energy with two different people. So it could be a marriage, or it could be that you'll just have your somebody else that you have not completely moved on from in the energy. So that's going to be question, well, I said question. It's your the first spread. We're going to do number 2. So this is going to be spread number 2 for the 10th to the 16th for 2018 for Gemini love. So let's see what else you might be going through for Cancer. Trust again. So you both again, there is confusion, another major arcana between the both of you. So sometimes this is where intuitively what I mentioned, it's coming through very strongly, where you might sense that another person is dealing with something or someone where they need to move on and let go. Others of you, you might even have some fear, claustrophobic, you know, someone around you that where you don't want them to be around you. You don't want to get closer to somebody. You might even feel that moving into this new arrangement is something that's going to disappoint you in the future, because it's maybe something that's happened to you before, or it's just very confusing whether or not to trust somebody again. And so that brings about a lot of confusion. So the person is coming towards you. So again, they seem like they want to communicate. They are either around you, trying to call you, trying to text you, and some of you might not respond because you're scared, or you're afraid that somebody might catch you if you're underneath somebody else or in the same household. You know, that kind of energy could be there, so that could be an issue. So twice it does seem like somebody wants to reach out to you or communicate with you, but there's like a stubborn kind of stance where they're waiting, or you're waiting to open up. Somebody might not respond. So what is your response? So you may be working, all right, so or you're around this particular person or taking on this energy. So Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus, but I feel like this is your job, just trying to secure income and making sure that you're stable and better off. Now, your advice, it tells you to try to be optimistic, all right. Try to, again, let go of control issues, where again you might feel like you want to control how you feel, you know, how you might respond. If you don't respond, what's going to happen if you miss out on this opportunity, things like that. But I feel like there's some good things that can happen if you were to follow through with this first spread of taking care of unfinished business, doing your best to stay motivated, and you can achieve happiness, I feel, with the Nine of Cups being here. So something does please you, but it still brings out some anxiety because you're not really sure of the intentions maybe of the person, or should you move or make a big change or not? Should you trust to give them another shot? You know, that kind of thing. So I feel here, again, the Fool is an energy of starting over, starting fresh. You had the Death card and then the Fool coming out. So major changes and major maybe new beginnings and new cycles that you're starting over with, and it's maybe something that's been building for some time. So I feel like it's allow it to happen and see how things might go, and try not to stress so much, and to make sure that you are happy with you and happy with how you might be handling things, especially if you feel like you're doing the right thing. So clarify the moon for Gemini. Clarify the moon. Yes, somebody is getting over heartbreak. Yep. As I was mentioning, that could be blocking the energy. Now clarify the Eight of Wands for the person coming towards you. It seems like that person is, they communicate, or they say certain things, or they might even, it seems like, again, they communicate and then they hold back, or they try to open up a little bit, but then they don't really come forward completely. So that's the energy where I'll tell you to use your intuition as to why they might not be moving forward completely, or they might be aware of your scenario as well, where they know that you're not completely available, emotionally available, so they hold themselves back. And also an energy where they communicate with you at times, but they might just be insecure in some way with themselves and not the happiest at this time. So just give them the space that they might need, and just use your intuition when it comes to that. Some of you might even be talking to someone who's on house arrest, or in prison, or just not able to physically be around you in some way. It just depends there, all right. They might even need maybe psychological help, counseling, you know, those kind of things, but they would love to be around you, but they may be having issues. So messages for Gemini for September 10th to 16th. Trust, that says allow the situation to unfold. No, this situation is calling for you to have faith. So either way, unfold naturally, but having faith is part of, that's a very good card, because it's telling you to let up the tension or the stress that you might have, and the anxiety that you might feel this week, which could be very tense with that new moon energy. So that's just for Gemini and love. And then we have true love. It says this is a romance of a lifetime. So this is, especially if this is someone new, or you feel like there's a big chance for you to work out things with someone that you have been with. And I feel like that's part of you just trusting your senses and the message that are coming through now, and us seeing how things might go with you and someone else. So Tons of love, lots of light to you. I hope that the messages helped out in some way. I hope that you do enjoy the week, and you can always go to the website psychicloveheals.com to schedule something for your energy. Okay, so enjoy.